So if you know me, you know Tupac has been my biggest role model my whole life, right? And the famous Tupac concept is the rose that grew from concrete. All right, but it's something they never told you about the rose that grows from concrete. I'm about to put you on game right now. So the premise of it, if you're not aware, is that Tupac, he talked about a rose. If you see a rose growing through some cracks in the concrete, you're gonna look at that rose. You're gonna praise it for its tenacity, its hustle, its persistence, its resilience. You know what I mean? Its perseverance. You're not gonna look at the rose and complain about its petals being discolored or its stems being crooked or its thorns being too sharp, because that rose just grew from concrete. Like, you would marvel at that phenomenon that you saw. So his thing was, why don't we treat people the same way? You look at people that come from a certain neighborhood and you want to judge them for the color of their petals. You want to judge them for their thorns being too sharp. But you never understood that they grew from the concrete. And that's a marvel in itself. That's a beautiful, thing to witness, you know? It's supernatural almost. So that I completely agree with. I've been through situations like that growing up where, because of the, being poor, dealing with what we dealt with, some people looked at it as different. It's cool, sleeping on a trash bag full of clothes on the floor and living in the hotels and all that. Some people look at it as different, but at the end of the day, I was a rose growing through concrete, and I did bloom. And what I want to let y'all know is when a rose, and I was lucky to be one of these roses, right? When a rose that's growing through concrete, even though it's a struggle, when it gets watered enough, cultivated enough, tended to, enough sunlight, enough love, and TLC, right? That rose at some point will bloom high enough and strong enough until it has the capacity and the ability and the opportunity to leave the concrete, right? Now, when a rose leaves the concrete, it's going to go find some comfortable soil to plant itself in to aid its growth for the rest of its life. We're supposed to do that, right? We're supposed to leave the concrete, find some soil to plant ourselves in and to build a new foundation and grow for the rest of our lives and bloom. However, that's not where it stops. I think that's where some people get it messed up at. That's not where it stops. It ain't just for you just to shine forever in the sunlight and bask in your glory because you made it through that concrete when there's a million other seeds stuck in that pavement. You got to understand there's a million seeds stuck in that pavement. And if the right person, if the right gardener didn't come around you and put that water on on your stems, you'll still be in that pavement too, my guy. Don't ever think you're above the concrete, bro. That's what I want to tell you. Don't ever think you're above the concrete. So it's your job. Of course, it's your job to go find some soil to plant in and grow. I ain't mad at that. However, there's another job that goes into it. Once you grow enough, you got to get your shovel, right? Get some water, get whatever you need, some fertilizer. And you got to go back to that concrete and start digging up, start uprooting, start digging up the seeds. What's up? I got y'all. We going to the soil now. And what you do is you find some soil to plant them in that they can grow forever too. That's how that's the legacy piece. That's what it's supposed to be. You ain't supposed to just grow from the concrete and leave the concrete and never come back. I ain't saying you don't have to get away. You have to get away. You have to find your soil. This is like my whole, after high school and leave, that's me finding my soil to grow. You feel what I'm saying? But I ain't forget about 509B Atlantic Ave. I ain't forget about my city. That's why I work so hard, because when I go back, I got a lot going. I got a lot planned for them. You feel what I'm saying? Lead by example, all that. That's great. But once you grow enough and you get to a certain level of success or accomplishment or achievement or status or whatever, influence, you got to get your shovel out, dog. Get your shovel and start digging, my guy. Start digging, yo. It's that simple. Start digging them seeds up. Find some soil, comfortable. Put them in there real nice, get some water, like make sure they got the sunlight, fertilizer and all that. And watch how they grow. Watch how beautiful that garden will be. All because you decided to pick your shovel up when everybody else stayed in the soil that they found and said, forget the concrete, it's dirty over there. Don't ever feel like you're too big for the concrete, man. That's all I got for y'all, yo. Just a little thought in my brain. Yeah, man, get your shovel ready, y'all. If you a rose that grew from concrete, let's start getting our shovels ready and start finding soil to put these little beautiful seeds in, man. All right.